Hey guys, it's Maymay, and do you know what the date is? It is late in December. Isn't that terrible to say it's late in December when it's only like the 7th? It still seems really late because Christmas will be here before you know it. But if you have some last minute Christmas cards you would like to send out, but you don't have the time to spend hours on them, that's what this video is for. Today we will make Christmas cards with the less is more theme. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I like to do if I want to make things in a hurry or in an assembly line fashion is go ahead and cut your card bases down, get them scored and ready to go. You may want to fold them, but you may not. We're going to be doing some stamping, so you might want to leave them, not folded, but I'm going to go ahead and score them. And I've cut several different colors I'm going to be working with to show you guys, so I'm just going to go ahead and score them all, and then we'll get started with our stamping and decorating. Now the first card we're going to talk about is a super simple card. This is half of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. It's cut down the middle from the top to the bottom and it's scored in the middle, okay? Now for this one we're really going to get simple. We're just going to do some stamping. So I've gone through my stamp collection and I've picked out the stamps I want to use. We're going to do some simple stamping on the front and simple stamping on the inside, and this card will be ready to get in the mail before you know it. Alright, I have a star. This is from my All Is Bright stamp set, so if you guys purchased that during our Black Friday sale, you've probably got it. This is the largest star from that set. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to ink this guy up with just some black ink, and I'm using craft cardstock. Now that's part of the trick. The cardstock needs to be a good quality cardstock and something that looks really good with whatever ink color you're using. On this particular one, I'm using craft and black, which are two of my favorite combinations. So that is going to kind of do the work on this card for me. And now I'm going to take a sentiment stamp that says they followed a star. I have a simple star here. I'm going to have a simple sentiment right underneath it, just like so. So see how simple that is on the front? Now I'm going to go to the inside of the card, and I'm taking another sentiment from that same stamp set that says, when they saw the star, they rejoiced with great joy. And that is going to be the center of the inside of the card. So now we are pretty much done with this card. Do you see how fast this went? It is simple and quick, but really, really cute. I love these simple cards like this. Now you could of course embellish this more, but I'm showing you today how to do less is more, quick, fast, out the door cards. Alright, so I'm just going to score this one. Now we're going to do the same thing with one different change. Now for this card, I have a white card base in the very same stamps. The difference this time is we're going to use some Versamark and we're going to do some heat embossing. Now, this might seem like a lot more work, but really when you're doing this assembly line style, it won't be that much more, okay? So I'm going to ink up that star stamp again. You could use your powder tool. I'm not going to stress about it. If you wanted to do that, you can, but I'm just going to do this to the best of my ability with what I've got out here to make it quick, fast, and in a hurry. I'm doing the very same stamping that I just did. So this is a star and they followed a star. So there is the front page, or the front of the card. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the embossing powder on that before I do the inside for obvious reasons. And I'm going to use some Brutus Monroe Gilded embossing powder. I love this embossing powder, and I think you guys will too. So let me show you how this works. You just tap this out onto that Versamark, and that gold is going to grab on. I had that scrap piece of paper there so it could catch the excess. Now imagine if you were doing a bunch of these. You could just, stamp out 5 or 6 at a time, especially since you're not doing any very detailed stamping, so you'd be able to stamp really quick. You could get these done in a hurry. So let's go ahead and heat this. So I got my heat tool. I'm going to turn it on and heat it up, and then I'm going to heat this star and emboss it. So there is the front heat embossed, and look how pretty that is, very sparkly. Now let's do the inside. Same thing. We're going to take that very same stamp we just used on the first card and use it here. Really simple and really fast. No measuring, no anything. I love that part. Now when you can get your head right over the stamp, you'll get this much better and much straighter than I probably just did. Okay, so I'm going to tap on my gilded embossing powder, which is so pretty. Tap that off. Okay, put that back in the jar. Again, I would do multiple of these. Don't make just one. I'm just showing you a simple way to do one, because You can get so much done in a hurry when you do things in assembly line style. So you would ink them, stamp them, powder them, heat them, all in assembly line. And there's the inside of our card. It is so pretty. I'm going to close it down and I'm going to score it. And you'll be able to see that we have basically the same card, just a little fancier. And I used the white paper to kind of show off that embossing a little better. But can you imagine if you did this on black or red? Wouldn't that be beautiful? So there is our very pretty, ready to go card. So that's 2 cards in just 2 shakes, right? Let's do some more. You know when you buy those paper packs and they come with these striped pieces of paper? For me, this is a great way to use these. It's going to look like a lot more work, but it won't be. I'm going to come to this edge right here and see how there's 4 stripes that are all different colors right next to each other. I'm going to cut this section away, just like so, giving myself this striped paper, okay? And you can go ahead and cut all these up to whatever you want. If you want the wider stripes with this, if you want to have just these 2, however you'd like it, cut the stripes up, and we're going to use this for our card. Now I'm going to take this and cut it to 5.5 inches because that's how tall my card front is. So I'm going to cut a piece down here, and I'm actually going to be able to get 2 from this little strip, and we're going to get 2 cards super fast. But it's going to look like we did more work. So I have these 2 card bases that are cream in color, and they go with this cardstock or with this card pack really well. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold these guys in half and crease them down. All right, so there's those 2 done. Now we're going to glue these pieces on to one side like this. So it's going to look like we have several pieces lined up, but we won't. Now when I place this on, I'm going to let my cutting mat help me. So I'm going to line my card up onto my cutting mat. Use one line just like this to line that up at the top and the bottom. And give myself some striped paper that looks like I have a lot more paper here. Now we just need a little sentiment right here in this area. Now the sentiment I'm going to use is a teeny tiny Merry Christmas from my G's Teddy Bear Lane stamp set. But you could use any sentiment you wanted here. I just think this will be really cute, fitted right here in this little corner, because it is a perfect fit. And the thing about this is, when you do something like that, it makes it look kind of custom, because it's like, how did they get that to fit just exactly in that spot? So the next one is here. And look how quick and fast we have these 2 cards already done. And they look like we spent a lot of time doing matting and things like that. So there's 2 more cards done and ready to go. One of my very favorite ways to get a quick, fast card is this. This paper is from one paper pad, and look at all these little pieces that come with it. Now, on this piece, there are 24 little pictures that we can use on a card. I'm going to cut each one of these apart and show you how to make a card super fast. So I folded 2 card bases just to get that part going, and these are the pieces that I cut away. Now one thing that I think is super important is that I didn't cut them away straight to the white edge of the picture. I actually left a little black border showing there on the edge. The reason for that is it gives the feel of an extra mat, like we've added another piece of paper underneath when we really haven't. So that's another time saver. Now we're going to use dimensional foam for these, just because it'll give it another look of work that we're really not really doing anything, but adding some dimensional tape. That's not too bad. So I've just added some foam tape to the back of these little pictures that we cut away from that scrapbook paper pad. And now we are just placing these top center on the card, just like so. Look how quick and easy. And now we have one more step. Now I'm just taking a Merry Christmas stamp set from my stash, and I'm just stamping it in the inside of the card so that there is a sentiment on the inside as well. And these cards are done. Do you see how fast that is? So fast. We're not done. We still have another one we're going to do. But check it out. They're so cute, and they have the dimension and everything. And that was so fast and easy. So 2 more down. Now my last technique is to use a big old stamp like this and let the whole front of the card be this or a large stamp. This is super quick and easy, but you still get to play with your Christmas stamps. So check this out. White card base, A2 size. I'm going to ink up this stamp with this black VersaFine ink. So I'm going to take this big wood block stamp, place it on the front of my card, and press. Press really good. Get that stamp all over the place. just like that, and look at that beautiful stamp on the front of that card. And that's all there is to that one. How simple and beautiful is that? But you could be as fancy as you wanted to on this one. Don't forget, put a sentiment on the inside, and that one is ready to go. Let's do a couple more like this. Now this stamp I have is a beautiful Santa Claus stamp from Stampendous, and I think it is so pretty. I cannot wait to show you how this looks. But what I love about it is it's so large, and it's going to fill up my entire front of my card and do all the work for me. That's what I love. Christmas cards, quick and easy. All right, so I'm going to bring my card base over, and then I'm just going to place this. Also, using this stamp press makes this super easy. Press that into place. Rub it down really good. Take your time with your larger stamps. You're still doing this quick and fast and in a hurry. Look at that. The whole card now has a beautiful stamped image on it. Isn't that gorgeous? It takes up the whole section of the card. So that part is done for you. You really should ideally wait on this ink to dry. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but I want to show you what I'm going to do this one next. So I've creased it down. I think I'm going to go on the inside and use that same Merry Christmas stamp to put a sentiment on the inside. Just like so. Now, in my opinion, you could send these just like they are, but you could even take this a step further. Let me show you how you can do that. This is one of those Stardust pens from Sakura, the Jelly Roll Stardust. You can take this and add glitter anywhere you like on the stamp set just by really seriously, just by kind of scribbling around or touching different places of the stamp with the glitter. I'm just kind of doing some polka dots here and there. I'm going to come up here to these candy canes and kind of do some in there, just some stripes. Really fast. Like I could have this one in the mail in seconds. This one's a quick one. Now I'll bring this up so you can see the shimmer. I hope it shows on camera, but I've just added some shimmer, and that takes no time, right? So there's that one. And then look at this one. If we wanted to, just for an extra added touch, we can take our white pen on this green. This will be really pretty. And come in and we can, maybe we want to put some white in his beard. Just kind of painterly with some strokes here and there. You'll be surprised how this will look when we finish. And if you wanted to take the time to really color this in, you could, and it would be really pretty and still quick and easy. So see, adding the white, isn't that pretty? It's much prettier than you thought it would be. You thought I was just scribbling, but it's very, very pretty. And then maybe you pick some different spots you want to do. Maybe around the drum, these little pieces here. And then maybe you put some in his glove. So this one I just touched with the white pen here and there, and look how much it pops. How fast are those cards, guys? Let's bring them all back over and take a look. So these are the ones that use the large stamp to kind of be the card itself. We fill up the whole front with that. These guys, we use that piece of scrapbook paper, and we would be able to get 24 from that one piece of scrapbook paper. So those are awesome. And by the way, these are already glittered for us, so we didn't even have to do any glitter work on those. That's awesome. So there's those two ready to go. Now these, we used the paper with the stripes, and we just use that to make some simple quick cards there. These would be perfect for like a gift set if you're making a gift card set for someone. And then these guys we made with just the stamping on the front of the card and on the inside. So these are super simple. This one's the embossed and this one is not. So what do you think? You think you still have time to get some Christmas cards out if you kind of take some of these tips and tricks and use those? I think you do. Right there in one video, I have 8 cards that I can send out now. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this less is more last minute Christmas cards to kind of get you some cards in the mail for your friends and family this season. And I will have more fun holiday things for you coming up. Tomorrow I have my scripture art journal. I hope you guys will be here for that. And then I'll see you with more crafty fun on Wednesday. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.